Surely you have felt it. That feeling, that lure. Whenever you've been working on a project for a long while, let's say you're right in the middle of the project. You're working on it, you've been working on it for a long while, long enough that you can't just abandon it without feeling real guilty. The ending is not in sight, but you know it's coming. And now, as you find yourself in the middle of this great journey that is writing a book, you find yourself feeling that lure. A brand new, shiny plot bunny, a brand new story idea arrives upon your lap. And you think to yourself, well, I could just write it. You know? I could just work on it for a little bit. And that right there is poison. And today, I want to have a conversation with you and try to convince you to ignore the lure of the brand new, shiny story idea by offering one slightly weird, odd, bizarre writing tip that has nothing to do with writing in regards to staying inspired, focused, and finishing that novel. Let's dive right in. You may be wondering, especially if you watch these videos every week, Max, I didn't see a question like this in the comments down below. What's the source for this question? Well, as always, I share in here my personal experience, and recently, I have been feeling the lure. If I must be entirely honest, a certain new thing has come out, and I can extrapolate. It's no secret. One of my favorite composers, one of my favorite music peoples released a new album because a new game came out. Ben Prunty, I own all of his stuff. I love his video game music because it makes for fantastic writing tracks. And he released a new album, and it's for Into the Breach, a giant robot video game. And if you know me, if you have been following me forever, I love big robots. I love giant robots in post-apocalyptic or in the middle of apocalyptic settings. It's fun for me. There's something in there that just lures me to it. And of course, as I always do, I purchased the soundtrack because I really love Ben's work and I wanted to have it in my library, but I have not touched it. Why? Dear viewer, because I know myself. And today I want to inspire you to get to know yourself, understand your processes, and the things and the ways in which you react to sensory inputs around you. Because I've been writing books for a long while. I've been finishing books for a long while, and I know myself very well. I know that when I find myself in the middle of a project, more like in the 80% mark as I am right now, I'm doing the work, I'm writing, I'm showing up every day, but it's been going on for quite a while, and shiny new story ideas are popping up here and there. Things that I wouldn't have thought about twice are now triggering the realization that finding ideas in nothingness, which is the thing we writers do. The more time that passes, I can assure you, even if you're a young writer, in time you will flip over a rock in the middle of nowhere and find a story idea. Because we're really good at that. So of course, imagine the feeling. As I have been working on this project, on this book, and it's almost over, the ending is just around the corner, but we gotta make it around the corner. And we gotta write every step leading to around that corner. And then, you write the aftermath of the corner. The endings always take a while. The endings always go long, at least for me. So, when that new soundtrack came out, and I purposefully did not listen to it, and the new game came out, and people who I love watching are playing the game, and I realize I'm feeling that slight sense of dread, and you know what it is. The fear of missing out. The fear of not enjoying the thing that's cool and hot right now. Because you know yourself better. If you're unfamiliar with this channel, you may be wondering what this has to do with anything. And one of the tips that I've always offered forever is that and you could say half of my secret, super secret, odd, weird, bizarre tip that has nothing to do with writing, is that when I'm working on a project, I consume the media that reminds me of that setting, of the world, of the story that I'm writing. Not things that are like the story I'm writing, but things that excite me in the same way that story excites me. If I'm writing about a particular kind of setting, I consume media of a similar theme or a similar setting. Nothing that is too different. It's just there to work as fuel for me, as firewood for the fire that is keeping me warm, that is keeping me around the story, that lights my way, you could even say. It's what I do. And for the story that I've been working on for a while, I've been consuming a similar style of media. The hard part comes in staying away from other media, from other settings, from anything else you know will have you looking for plot bunnies. And for me, it's giant robots. I know myself. I have been doing this for a long time, and I want to inspire you again to get to know yourself and to be better with yourself. And I know that if I put on the Into the Breach soundtrack on shuffle and I listen to it for 20 minutes, I will have a story idea. I know it. If I watch a single episode of someone playing that game, I will have a story idea. I know it, because I know myself very well. And here comes the hard part, because the lure is there. And the fear of missing out is there. And there are two forces. Is it almost like a tug of war in which you yourself happen to be the rope? Maybe. I'm not sure. But what I'm saying is that you have these forces. The fear of missing out, the fear of not getting to enjoy the cool, awesome thing while it's cool and awesome. And also, the lure. Because you've been working on that other story for so long, and it's been forever. And maybe you're getting a little worn out. And that's fair. You can only watch samurai movies for so long. And that's true. But I think, if there's something I've learned over years, over a dozen novels, is that the only way, at least in my experience, the only way to finish anything is to work on one thing, work on it, stay inspired, and push through from the beginning to the end. That's it. It's the only thing that I've ever used to finish my novels. It's the only thing that has ever worked. I've joked forever. I've joked with my friends. I've made the same joke on Twitter a dozen times. I don't know what mythological creature, what mythological writer can write two stories at the same time. Or juggle two stories. You know, writing one this day and the other the next day and alternating. I can't do that. I know myself very well. And maybe you're one of those. The exact same way that there are writers who can write out of chronological order. I can't do that. My brain does not work like that. I've tried it, trust me. And I know friends who have come the other way, who thought they could and realized once they wrote in chronological order that writing wasn't so hard anymore. But I think what's important here, and what I'm sliding under the door for you, is that you gotta learn about yourself. What works for you and what doesn't work for you. What's my one weird, strange, bizarre piece of advice that has nothing to do with writing? Stay motivated with the things that inspire you. Consume the media that reminds you of the story and why you love it. And stay the heck away from anything else. Ignore it. Miss out. There's a bit of an acronym going around. The joy of missing out. And as someone who spent most of their life being a big slowpoke, like this boy right here, it's okay to miss out. It's okay to miss out. It really is okay to miss out. Focus on getting that novel done. Because it's what really matters. And I know, especially when you're in the middle. I'm at the 80% mark. So I'm going more downhill than anything else. But if you're in the middle of the story, or you're working to get to the middle, it can be incredibly hard. It really can be. Especially because you can feel that you've come a long way, you've worked hard, but there's still a long, long way to go. And you can make it to the end. And you can keep writing and make it to the end. I know it may seem hard. And it is. That's the one thing that I fear, or I feel that no one out there is making up. No one out there is turning on the webcam and telling you the writing is easy. And the writing is gonna become super easy one day, and one day you're gonna wake up and just fill pages and it's gonna be effortless. That doesn't happen. Writing is hard. We're taking the images and thoughts and words out of the ether and transmutating them into words. And that right there is weird. There's a whole conversation we could have about the mechanics of language and how we translate thoughts and images as we see them into words, which people then turn into images of their own. It's magic, and it's weird, and it's hard. And it's especially hard when you're unmotivated. It's especially hard when you fall victim to the little plot bunnies and the little shiny story idea. I've talked about this for years. You gotta stay away from the shiny new story idea. Because it's shiny and new because you ain't writing it. And the instant you start on it, it's gonna happen again. I've been there. I don't want you to be there. I want you to stay inspired, stay focused, and get work done. Okay? So once again, eat, consume, devour the media that you enjoy. If you are writing a book about giant robots, please go listen to the Into the Breach soundtrack, watch people play it, buy the game, play it, read other media, watch anime, watch movies, read books, do what you must do. And maybe share your playlist. Actually, if there's some really good stuff I should watch, let me know. And enjoy it. Partake in it. Try not to burn out. Enjoy it. It's okay to experience other things as long as you know they're not going to trigger a story idea in you. That's fine. But what matters is to stay focused and inspired on that one story. You'll go and write more. And I know, in case we're worried about this, in case you're new, there are gonna be a lot of story ideas you're gonna get. And I'm sorry to break it to you, you're not gonna have enough time in the world, enough time in your life to write all the story ideas you get. And that's okay. We pick our battles, we pick our story ideas, and that's okay. Okay? Alright. So once again, stay focused, stay away from things that are gonna drive you away from the mental space of your story, and keep on writing. Okay? Okay, I did that twice, but it's fine. Hey there! The name is Max, also known as MKaren. I hope this video helped, and I hope that if anything, I gave you another point of view. Writing is hard, and we only make it harder on ourselves by not staying focused, by kind of pushing our mental space away from the things we're working on right now and into something else. And trust me, I want to write another book about giant robots. I do! But right now, it's not the time. And you gotta know yourself. And I hope that if anything, I'm inspiring you to get to know yourself better. And to be true to yourself. Okay? Okay, I did it again. Oh my god. Hey there! I have a Twitter account. You can follow me at Mr. Karen for updates, writing jokes, whatever I'm doing. I've been playing games with fans. So I have a gaming Discord. I don't know if I've made it public by the time this video goes up. Just hit me up. Let me know if you want to just play Monster Hunter World with me. I'm on PS4. Also, I have a Patreon! Patreon.com/mkaren is the #1 way to support me and what I do. Did you enjoy this video? Do you like my content that you get twice a week here on YouTube? Consider pledging as little as $1 Reno. $1 gets you to watch these videos a week in advance, and that's cool. And of course, if you pledge more, I'm going real fast because the video's over. If you pledge more, you can get a shout out like the people on the screen right now. Thank you very much for your support, everybody. I really appreciate it. Who's this big boy? Where did he come from? How has he emerged into my life? Well, tag along for Sunday's video where I talk about the origin story behind this big boy. But for now, thank you for tagging along. Thank you for spending a little bit of a day with me. Don't be afraid to miss out. Be a slowpoke, like me. Be the slowpoke. Be the slowpoke you want to see in the world, okay?